Hi there. Welcome to my attic. My name is DG Valdron. These are my books. I'm a writer. Now that I've got that out of the way, let's kind of move on. So, recently I reviewed Alien Romulus, and that got me to thinking about the later Ridley Scott entries in the Alien franchise, Alien Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I hate these movies with a passion. I just absolutely loathe them. The problem with these movies is that I like logic in my characters. I like characters that do sensible things for sensible reasons. Uh, that their decisions, even bad decisions, are based in their characters, their personalities, their circumstances, where whatever they do kind of has to make sense within the logic of what they're doing. Uh, I don't like characters that just do random shit. Excuse my language. I don't like characters that just do whatever the plot demands, whether it makes any sense or not. So obviously, I've got to hate Prometheus and Covenant. My God. But I do have a way to make Alien Prometheus sensible, to make sense of what's going on. Now, it doesn't make it a good movie, but at least it makes it a movie that I can understand and see where it's coming from. My theory is that Prometheus is the ship of fools. Now, bear with me. Let's start with the architect of this whole fiasco, old man Whalen. The guy's what, 150 years old, 100 years old, something crazy like that. And he is so powerful and so wealthy that nobody can ever tell him no, no matter how lunatic or cockamamie his ideas are. So Whalen is up there in years. He's slowly going senile. He's terrified of death. He's just kind of grasping at any kind of straw that's out there. And everybody's just kind of gentling him along. His daughter is waiting on him, or granddaughter. They're just waiting for him to die so that they can get on to real stuff. But in the meantime, nobody can say no to this guy for anything. They just have to go along with him and hope to limit the damage. Now, left to himself, he would just eventually die and we'd have no problems. But out there somewhere are a couple of fringe, flaky archaeologists led by Naomi Rapace, that's the actress, and some no-name guy who I don't care about. And the thing is, these are fringe archaeologists. Look, we've done centuries of archaeology. We know how it all works. But these are a couple of ancient astronaut flakes, and they're going all over the world, and they're stitching little bits of clues together here and there that don't make any sense. And they think they found a star map to an alien moon base or whatever. Well, nobody's taking them seriously. They're loons. They're absolute loons. They're just the modern equivalent of flat earthers, or, they're ancient astronauters, for God's sakes. Except for Whalen. Whalen somehow runs across one of their cockamamie ideas. They're, always pushing for fun, and they're always looking for a handout. And because he's desperate and senile, he believes them, or at least he goes along with them. He thinks this is worth taking a chance on. And frankly, he's old enough that, you might as well take a chance on even a cockamamie thing. So, Whalen and Rapace and company, they hook up and get this idea for an interstellar mission. Way, way, way out beyond anywhere that humanity has gone before. Okay, well, think about this. Who are you going to hire for something like this? I mean, it's not just the archaeologists. They have biologists, they have technicians, they have all kinds of science guys. They have geologists and botanists, and who knows? Well, okay, they're not getting the top flight. Anybody with brain cells? They are just going to say, no, thank you. I'm not going to take your pleasant offer of a lifetime trip to the ass end of the universe. I'm just going to stay home. So what Whalen collects are basically the second raters or the third raters, the people who have no better options and nothing better to do. And so right from the start, this expedition is really handicapped. Okay, this is not top flight people. This is the bottom of the barrel he's going out into space with. Now, the second part of this. We know from the Alien series that suspended animation, cold sleep, is really dangerous and hazardous. Stay in it too long, and maybe you don't come out properly right. Okay? It's risky. The first thing anybody does after they come out of cold sleep is they get checked out. Make sure the heart's working, the lungs working, make sure that there's no gangrene, make sure that the genitals haven't fallen off, checking for brain damage, all of this kind of thing. We saw this in the first movie, in the second movie, and so forth. Um, and that tells us something. Because Whalen is going way, way beyond. He's going way past where anybody in the human interstellar sphere has been willing to go. So that means an extended period of suspended animation, and that means a lot of risk of brain damage. Mm-hmm. Whalen actually has like a special medical team to make sure he comes out of suspended animation alive and intact. I assume they spent a little bit of extra on everybody else, but still, you've got like, a 50-year suspended animation journey where you are coming out, and I suspect that what you've got on the ship at this point in time is basically varying levels of chronic brain damage all across the board. Nobody in this movie, when they arrive at the planet, is healthy. And there's a lot of little bits of clues of evidence that something is going wrong with cognitive function everywhere. Like, look at the captain of the ship. He's building a Christmas tree on a pool table at one point. You look at the, duo of the geologist and the botanist. And at first, the geologist is like mindlessly hostile. Some guy walks up to him in the cafeteria. He's ready to brain him with a plate. But next time we see these guys, they're bosom buddies in the alien pyramid. The biologist sees an alien cobra and he wants to pet it. Who does that? Honestly, and especially if you're a trained biologist, you walk up just, oh, look, there's a snake, let's pet it. Probably couldn't be poisonous. Yeah, what's going on? They managed to get lost in the pyramid. How do they do that? Their behavior doesn't make any sense unless they are suffering from massive, undiagnosed cognitive breakdown. And you see that everywhere. The Whans Daughter running away from a crashing spaceship. She runs in a straight line. Go to the side, lady, out of the way of the thingy. The ship's pilot, when he's ready to ram an alien spaceship about to take off, he's completely calm. He's reflective. He's not tense at all. What's going on? Everybody in this movie is basically damaged. Their synapses are fried in different ways. And so their emotions are off kilter. Their cognitive processes are off kilter. They're just not functioning very well. And this extends even to potentially David, the android. Because David has spent something like the last, 30, 40, 50 years, while everybody's been in suspended animation, he's basically been alone on his own, riding a bicycle around a spaceship, occasionally popping in and peering at people's dreams. But he's probably gone insane, just from protracted isolation. David is modeled on humans. He's got basically human cognitive function, a human personality. But humans don't do well in isolation at all, and David's been isolated for such a long time. I think he's slipped his gears. So this entire movie actually is the quest of a senile old man following the crackpot theories of a couple of flaky archaeologists hiring an incompetent crew, traveling halfway across the universe, with everybody ending up with some form of brain damage or cognitive deficit or dysfunction, with the evil robot actually just being loopy from loneliness. So they were doomed. The alien planet that they come to is not the aliens' homeworld. It's just some sort of storage depot, and instead of doing anything sensibly, they just flounder along until finally, you know, the movie ends and they're all killed. That's it. That's my explanation for Alien Prometheus. Alien Covenant? There's just no excuse for that one. Yeah, maybe I'll come back sometime and try and make the case that Alien versus Predator 2 Requiem was actually a really good movie, which compared to Ridley Scott's two films, actually it is. Anyway, thank you. Have a nice day.